Yo, what's up, everybody? What's going on? Yo, it's your man Ken Billions on the check-in today for Game on the Go, right? That's what I call it. Wherever you are, you in your car listening to me, somewhere posted up with your phone in your hand. So this is Game on the Go. Today, I'm talking about you are only as good as your last post. So this is for anybody that want to make some upgrades on their social media. You want to attract more and you want to change your social media personality. Well, I'm going to help you with that today on Game on the Go, all right? And the video is, again, you're only as good as your last post, all right? So wherever you at or in the world, I hope you are good. And let me say this to you. It's a lot of fear going on. People are very scared. People are worried. The media is hitting everybody left and right. What I want to tell you is you didn't come this far just to go this far, all right? You've been through realer things than this, and you're not done what you came here to do. So don't trip. What's for other people is not for you, right? Mind your business, stay focused, have tunnel vision, and do the things you're supposed to do. So don't let no virus scare you. Don't let the media scare you. Again, you didn't come this far to go this far. So why worry yourself sick? Play offense, attack it, all right? So I wanted to tell you that. So don't fear. Get up and do the things that you gotta do, all right? Tunnel vision. And again, life ain't fair. So what's for other people, that's their mission. You focus on you and yours and wake up every day. If the system collapse, as long as it collapses when you making moves, all right? You ain't sitting still, you playing offense, all right? So I just want to tell you that. Don't be afraid. You ain't got nothing to worry about, all right? So today is you're only as good as your last post. But before I get into what I want to talk about, I want to give some shout outs to people that put something down to pick something up for my last video I posted. So these are the few people that CashApp me, and I want to send them a salute. We same. You are the only people that I'm willing to be humble for. Anybody that put something up, you get my humility. All right, so I want to say thank you to Dominic Bright, Alexis Laster, Kim Folk Mo, Xavier Dever, Courtney, Samuel Love, Craig Wynn, Stacy Hightower, Tasia Kearney, Constance, Quanra, sorry if I messed your name up, love, Quanra Foster, Luther McGriff, I don't even know how to say this, CHQT, appreciate you. Yolandi, appreciate you. I appreciate all of y'all because it don't work without that. So y'all the only one that can get my humility. Everybody else, right now. But look, today is you're only as good as your last post. So we're gonna talk about how important the internet is. Now, look, I want to throw some numbers at you so I can get you proactive and I can get you on the move. Listen, Facebook has 2.45 billion monthly users, right? 2.5 billion monthly users. I want you to try to fathom that number in your head. Now, Facebook has 2.5 billion people using its platform every month. How many people are you talking to, though? How many connections have you personally made? That's a big number right there, all right? You got to take advantage of this, the fact that you have access to this many people. Understand it's never been a time like this in history, yo. It's never been a time like this in history where you can be in California. You don't even need to leave your crib and you can make a connection in London. Fathom that, right? So you're going to have to be present and you're going to have to step out of your depression. I understand it's hard. You're going to have to step outside of your stress. I understand it's hard. You're going to have to step outside of your mommy issues, daddy issues, whatever's going on with you. You're going to have to use willpower to step outside of it so you can be present, all right? 2.5 billion monthly Facebook users. I'm sorry. 2.45 billion monthly users. So basically that's 2,450,000,000 Facebook users. That is crazy. All right, so just think about that, and you want to audit your Facebook page. All right, if you're on Facebook, you need to take a real look at your page, because this number right here, what does your number, the people that you're friends with and that's friends with you, what do they have to do with this right here? Why are you friends with the people that you're friends with? You know what I'm saying? So think about that, because there's a whole world out here that you personally haven't tapped into, and it's a whole world of people that don't even know you exist. make sure you like and share the video, all right? Make sure you like and share the video. IG, by 2023, IG is projected to have 125 million monthly users. Yo, look at Facebook. That is crazy. Facebook got 2.2 billion. This number so crazy. Facebook has 2,550,000,000 monthly users. Now, it's so crazy about language. How often do we ever say a number like this in our day-to-day, right? Just think about it. Who do you have to talk to that you can actually speak this language to? Think about that for a second. All of the things you talk about in your day-to-day life, do you ever once talk about a number like this? This number for Facebook's monthly users is 2,450,000,000. Do you know what would happen to our lives if we started to talk in that manner? First of all, it would remove people that we don't want in our lives, so we wouldn't have to remove them out of the phone. Our language would do it. We wouldn't have to do a rant on social media about how it's changing our lives. Language is going to change it anyway, right? Just say that with me. Get in the habit of saying astronomical things. So say it with me. This is Facebook's monthly users, and I guarantee most of you have never ever said a number like this. Yeah, let me hold 1,000, my dude. 5,000, my dude. Income tax, 6,500. Say this number. 2.45 billion. Now say this. 2,450,000,000. Once you start talking like that, your whole life will change, okay? So look, by 2023, Instagram is going to have 125 million. Yo, just saying these numbers like this gives me the chills. I want to have conversations for the rest of my life that just sound like that. Like, whoa, it's either going to pull people in or it's going to make them scared. To me, it's going to pull me in because I don't know anybody that has built a business that can generate this kind of traffic. I want to know those people, right? I think I'm on that level, right? And I just want to sit at the table and listen to them talk because it's nothing but pure genius. Twitter has 48.35 million. No, not Facebook. No, not IG, but Twitter has a niche to it, okay? So I don't want to undermine that number because that's still a lot, okay? That's still a lot. TikTok is the new kid on the block, but TikTok is doing numbers. Whether you know this or not, if you are a parent, if you look at your child's phone, TikTok is on there. All right. So if you are 13 to 30 years old, you're using TikTok. TikTok has 1 billion monthly users. And the crazy thing about TikTok is hella people don't even know about it. A lot of people that use Facebook know nothing about TikTok. TikTok has 1 billion monthly users the last time that I checked. All right. Something like LinkedIn. LinkedIn is for professionals. It's where people that network, career, and jobs, this is where they hang out. But guess what? LinkedIn has 260 million monthly users. Understand these numbers that I'm talking about. I'm talking about billions and millions of people all doing the same behavior, all going to this one spot. That should get you excited to open up your mind, open up your creativity, so you don't have no time for BS. Because you have a platform that's getting 2.45 billion people every month. You need to be clear, right? You don't need no problems going on in your life because this right here can change your life. It's changed mine. All right. So overall, it's almost 4 billion people using the internet. It's around 3.5 to 3.7 billion people on the internet. That's half of the world, damn near, is using the internet. So if you want to change your life, if you want to change your bloodline, you can. The internet has offset a lot of the good old boys' power dynamic. And now people from the bottom are being able to scale in faster and faster time. So let's get into the subject matter. You're only as good as your last post. What was your last post? Right? What kind of equity is, right? So they say you're only as good as your last song, right? You're only as good as your last album. You're only as good as your last game that you play. All right, well, cool. Let's integrate it into what I'm talking about. You are only as good as your last post. Now, what if we treated our post like Beyonce treats a performance? What kind of post would we have coming down our timeline? Right? How would it hit people? How would it affect them? If we're meticulous about the things we put out there, setting an intention when it comes to the post, all right? So what's important is you need to know your why, right? Why are you using social media? Now, I don't know who's out there, but I need you to be honest. Why do you use it, right? Why do you use IG? Why do you use Twitter? Why do you use Facebook? Is it to catch up on gossip? Is it to, watch videos? What's your why? That's super important. And if you don't have a why, it might be smart to take those apps off your phone, because you could be making critical miscalculations that affect you in your day-to-day lives, right? The attention that we spend online has an effect on us in real time. Virtual reality, this cloud, has an effect on our day-to-day movements. So it's important if you know to have a why, right? Have you ever just jumped in the car and you started driving and you don't know where you're going? That's actually very dangerous, because you don't have the presence of mind. So I want you to ask yourself, why am I here? Why are you using social media? Before you hopped on today, what did you expect? Right? What were you trying to accomplish by hopping on? And most people hop on to be entertained and boredom. Entertained and boredom, and a real lack of self-control. Because it's so dangerous that the first thing that you think about, you post it. You put it out for the world to hear your mind frame. And it's a lie to think that your social media doesn't reflect your mind, because it does. All right? So what makes it dangerous when you don't have a why is you'll start talking about your family members. You'll start talking about your relationship dynamics, your past. You'll be extremely vulnerable. For what though? You have rants. I remember a girl talked about how she had herpes. I was like, wow, that was big. You know what I'm saying? Respect. But that was, what do you want to get from that? Right? That is real vital information. I don't think you're going to get what you think you're going to get. You know what I'm saying? That's something that should be hidden around a paywall. But when you have something, standing on the truth, I respect it. But I don't think she audited to the people that follow her, right? And that type of vulnerability can be very valuable in the right space, though, right? So you got to make sure you know your audience, but you need to know your why, because the things you put out there, you cannot get back. So why are you here? I want you to think about that while you're sharing this video and while you're dropping something in the Cash App, right? So I want you to think about your why. So when you're going over to the Cash App and you're writing that Nothing But Game hotline down, 888-565, while you're doing that, while you're sharing the video, while you're donating to the Cash App, no, I don't like that word. While you're paying me through the Cash App, I like that. And what else were you doing? You're supposed to be doing. Well, while you're doing those two things, focus on your why. Oh, while you're writing the number down, 888-565-8734, you need to be locking that number in your phone, because that's game on the go. That means when you're going through a crisis, hit my line and I'm going to coach you through it. You want to take another woman's man? I will help you. You want to take I don't care what it is. I am for the caller. So I'm going to stay on the line until you get it. You know what I'm saying? But you got to put something down to pick something up, though. So I'm for the caller, right? So I have a why, though, right? So I just revealed my why I'm on social media. I just told you my why. This is why I do this. I think you guys are cool and all, but if there wasn't a call to action, I would not do this. I would do something better with my time, right? What's your why? Why do you post the things you post? What is it that you want to get in return? Think about that. So look, when you post a selfie, you would not do that if there were no human beings alive. So we all want attention. Let's admit that. The game doesn't work without us getting attention. We need human beings to do the things that we do. We need attention. Without attention, we will shrivel up and die. So we all want attention. What kind of attention though? So when you post a picture of the side and you know you got a fatty, you know that. Why are you tripping when people hop in your inbox? I don't get that. It is a sexual picture. Nothing wrong with that. But like attracts like, right? So you're going to attract human beings that come at you on a primal level. That's what you put out there. It's not bad or good. It's just law of attraction, right? Okay, so why do you post the things you post when a male is talking about how a woman looks, her weave, her nails, her makeup, and he is expressing disdain for the features of a woman? Why? Okay, it's gonna get a lot of shares, right? And they're gonna have a meme battle in your comment section. That's cool. But why though? Why are you talking about women's looks? Why couldn't you keep that in your mind? Why did you feel the need to share that with other people? Oh, the real thing is attention and popularity. Okay? So now you'll become a guy that drags women. And it'll be other guys that like to hear that kind of thing or read it. They're gonna come to your. That's the why though. You want to feel like you belong somewhere that is other guys that feel the same way about women. That's why you're not gonna date American women. You're gonna go to Brazil or DR. You're gonna go to Thailand and lay with more feminine women, MGTOW. All cool. It's a tribal thing though. You wanna join other bros. That's why you post the things you post. But now I want you to ask yourself a different question. What does it mean? So now you just know a tribe of dudes online and y'all drag women. Y'all ever gonna get up and do anything? Y'all ever gonna have a real conversation of substance? One of those dudes could be making paper and you're not making none. If you unite around dragging women, what does that mean? While he stay rich and you stay poor, what united around doesn't mean anything. It's very immature too. Okay, why should people follow your page? These are questions you want to ask. Why is this person following me? Or why do I want people following me? What's your why? So if you're on I have very minimal people I follow on IG. I follow like business pages. I don't really want to know about people's personal life, right? No disrespect to your family, but if I want to see them, I'll call you up, right? I don't really care about too much personal things online, right? Because I know my why though. So when I'm following someone, no disrespect, like I scroll past family pictures though. I'm not there for that. It's not an emotional thing and it's not personal. So I don't really follow people on a personal level on, you know what I mean? I follow big tech companies. I need to know what's going on. So why should I follow you? Why should she follow you? Why should they follow you? What is it about your page that they are going to get? Are you gossiping? Now, mind you, do what you do, but as long as you know your why though, and it gotta mean something, you gotta be able to scale it, right? So what is your why? You gossiping, or do you have a occult page? Do you do crystals? Are you a magician? Are you talking about chakras? Are you a finance page? What kind of page do you got cracking? Why should people follow you? So this is a way where you can audit your value, right? Your value. Why should someone give you their attention? And we're not talking about what you deserve. You don't deserve anything. Let's get that clear. You get what you earn, okay? So why should someone follow you? That's important. All these whys. Probably the most important why Why aren't you building relationships? Why do you use the internet so personally? Why do you not want people to hit you in your inbox? What game are you playing with that desolation? What game are you playing with that isolation? Okay, so say this virus gets to apocalyptic levels. What if you don't know anybody? Right? You're done quick because you ran out of your food source, right? You might not have any properties outside of the city. You might not know anybody anywhere else. If you live in New York City, a very dense place, what would have happened if while you was using the internet the right way, you met people in Nebraska? And through these years, you guys have built a great relationship on an intimate level, platonic level, whatever. So what would happen if you had things like that in place? Instead, you don't. Instead, you bring antisocial behavior to the internet. It's called social media, right? Not shade media, right? Not distant media. Not I don't mess with nobody media. It's called social. So that means interactions. So think tactically. Do the smart thing. If it's 2.45 billion people on Facebook, that's telling you that you haven't even scratched the surface of relationship possibilities. You don't know anybody. It's so interesting, right? People that don't know anybody speak like, I'm not even, let me stay on my topic. All right, so why aren't you building relationships? That's probably the most important why. Why don't you know anybody? Why are you on there? You might as well sign out. Okay? There's other ways for you to get the information that you get. You don't have to use Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. All right? So, who's your audience? The people that follow you act as a mirror. If you really want to know exactly who you are, pay close attention to the people that follow you. Pay close attention to the things that they post on their timeline. Right? So, if the people that follow you, if they don't talk about money, if they don't talk about health, if they don't talk about family, if they don't talk about moving forward, if they don't talk about technology, if that says a lot about you. If the only thing that people post on their timeline is fights, fear, shade, gossip, debauchery, human suffering, that says a lot about you. See, you can't see yourself how you actually look. When we look in the mirror, that's not really how we look. You don't really see yourself until you see a picture of yourself, right? So I know how my weight fluctuates. I'll be like, oh shit, you know what I mean? I got to see a picture. Then I'll be like, oh, because I still think I'm 18 in my mind, right? So the people that follow you is a real good indicator of who you are. And if you don't like it, then you change your why, all right? If you could have any celebrity follow you, anybody, who would you pick? Right? That's important because you'll have your why. Because if that celebrity follows you, they might share one of your posts, your business link, your picture, right? A celebrity endorsement for the free 99. If one of the Kardashians shared one of your posts, you popping. You on. It's a wrap. You about to, right? So think real quick. Think. Make sure you like and share the video too, right? We don't have a lot of viewers in here, which is fine because the game ain't for everybody. So since there's very few people here, we want to share it. If that's the only thing you could do. If you can't put the money in a collection plate, at least share the video. I promise I won't bite. I promise I won't pollute, dirty your image up, okay? If you could have any celebrity follow you, who would you pick? I want to give a second so you actually think about that for a second. Who would you pick? All right? Now, if they did follow you, what would you have to offer them? So if Kanye West or Tom Hanks, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, if any of these people followed you, what would you have to offer? Why would they click on your page and be like, Now these is people that be around money, they be around lifestyle. Everyone's life is different, but these are what we call in America high profile people. What would you have to offer? Now thinking about something like that changes the trajectory of your relationship with social media, because now you get to think offensively before you set your platform up the way that you set it up. What celebrity would you have follow you? Right? If you have your answer, then it'll show tomorrow with your approach to your timeline. Okay? All right. The things you post represent your mind. I already told you that. Your posts are your thoughts. The things that you create on your timeline, you create in your real life. You don't believe me? Well, that's because you might not understand how virtual reality works. So let me tell you how it works. Virtual reality is in the cloud. It represents the mind of man. Okay? It is a genie. All right? So things like racism, things like misogyny, patriarchy, these terms that we use here on earth, they did not exist in the cloud until we put it there. Racism, sexism, all the isms, the dysfunction that human beings display around the world did not exist in the cloud until we put it there. So just like everything on earth represents the mind of man, so does the cloud. But the thing about the cloud was a clean slate. So if we posted or uploaded our highest level of intellect into the cloud, the cloud would bounce that back to us and it would represent in our lives. Unfortunately, that's not the case. So all the trauma and dysfunction and pain and human suffering is going to come back at us at a level that we don't understand, because the internet is God. Google is God. Google will answer a question faster than any deity on this planet. The deity makes you wait. Google is like that. Right? Just how every culture around this planet created their own deities in our own image, we have done the same thing with the cloud. So the coronavirus is nothing else but the thoughts of human beings. We create all the disease. We create all the catastrophes on this planet. It comes from our mind. Now, the de-evolution of human beings is going to happen so fast because of what we choose to put on the internet. It bounces back at us. They're hooked up to servers. If I was in a restaurant, a server would what? Bring me what I asked for. Your timeline brings you what you asked for. If you post a picture of a police shooting somebody, which is horrific, but it's life. If you post a picture of that and you say, I'm outraged, cool. That algorithm is going to understand that you like things like that. So it's always going to recommend that you check out more things just like that. It's serving you. Now, you can have internet YouTube recommendations of Wayne Dyer, Esther Hicks, Abraham Hicks, Louise Hale, Les Brown, Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Grant Cardone. That can be what it recommends to you, right? Because you understand that the virtual reality is heaven, it's hell, it's our mind, it's It is a genie, and it's going to give us back what we asked for. So the sickness, the ills of this planet, we are creating it from how we think. It's not coming from nowhere. All right? So your posts are your thoughts. The things you post create the world you live in. Be gentle when you post what you post. If you are against poverty, then you need to talk affluent on your timeline. Even if you broke as hell, I promise you, you will get that. It's on a server. It's on a white timeline, which symbolizes purity. I'm not talking white in race. I'm talking white in something else, right? The lamb, symbolic, okay? That timeline is in the cloud. So when you are sleeping, those words are still working for you. That's where you pray at. Right there. On that timeline, in virtual reality. We are in another age. We are not in the age of analog. We are in a digitized, we are in a holographic universe. If you don't know, you're going to know. Virtual reality can change your bloodline. Did you hear what I said? Virtual reality can change your bloodline. What does that mean? It means it doesn't matter if grandmom and grandmama was poor. If you use the internet the right way, you can offset bloodline trauma, bloodline poverty. You can offset bloodline bad luck. You can offset bloodline dysfunction. You can correct and reestablish a new pedigree here on this planet if you use social media the right way. See, they tricked you into thinking that you can't change the game, right? So they taught you to see the world through a pessimistic lens. So you're always in a karate stance, but the game changes. So while you in this stance over here, it's lasers coming at you. You still, it's like you throwing rocks at people that are sending sound at you. Like, come on, okay? You can be the change. You can be Neo, right? All you have to do is pivot just a little bit, be present, and sidestep all the things that would have you curse your timeline. You want to change your bloodline? Do it through the internet. It's not going to come anywhere else. The system is not going to change. The revolution is in the cloud. God is Google. You cannot sick your God on me. I'll sick Google at your God. My God will destroy. Google will destroy your God. All I have to do is have the right keywords. I can make your God the 5,000 page, right? I'm being facetious. Listen, make your next post your best post. Now I say make your next move your best move. Make your next post your best post. Change your mind about the internet and social media, building relationships, planting your flag. If you change that, you change your future. You change your tomorrow today by using social media in a different way, with more finesse, with more intention, more on purpose, right? Having a why, right? Knowing who your audience is, understanding that the things you post represent you, okay? Don't bring your poverty to the timeline, right? Don't bring your trauma to the timeline. Why would you get on there and talk about dysfunction? That's counterproductive, because the timeline is going to do nothing but push it right back to you. And you're going to feel it quicker than past people on the planet, because everything is sped up right now. Don't you feel like you're not getting enough of your time, right? You just feel how it is. It feels like it's not enough time. It's like time has inflation on it. It's not worth anything. What you used to get done in an hour, it feels like 45 minutes, right? So it feels like you're missing 15 minutes out of every hour, which is a big deal. All right, so you want to make your next post your best post. And you can do it, though. The thing that I'm talking about is personally directed to you. You have power over what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything mystical. Nothing is going to save you. If you want a better life, even in chaos, you can have it. If you want better relationships, if you want to be a better husband, wife, girlfriend, side person, polyamory, monogamy, whatever you want to be better at, you can right now. And it starts by the little device in your phone, because that represents the human mind. So, with what you just heard, now what do? Now what? Are you going to hop on someone else's video and listen to them? Are you going to be a game whore? Excuse my French, but are you going to take action? Did anything I say make you go, you know what? At least one person. Don't hop on someone else's video and just listen to them and go right on, brother, right on, sister, and you don't do nothing. Start now. Start now. Make your next post your best post. Listen, the real definition of being happy, according to Ken Billions, is finding balance with all the chaos. Everybody's scared right now. If you really walk around unbothered right now, do you know that feeling? You've never felt like that before, right? The best time to make money is in a bad economy. The best time to find balance is in a chaos. The best time is for people to be happy. To be happy is when everybody else lost faith. And you walking around like, yo, I'm good. Trust me. You ain't come this far just to go this far. You know what I mean? Your other people's problems ain't yours. You know what I mean? If you hear the sound of my voice, then you represent the chosen. Why? Because I said so. Right? And I'm backed by another type of authority in the unseen. That's where I get my confidence from. All right? So make your next post your best post. Make your next move your best move. And your best move is to go ahead and put something in that CashApp. Because you got to put something down and pick something up. All right? So listen, you're only as good as your last post. Start right now. Right now. Go to your timeline and show us some love. Say something dope about yourself. Right? And the people that's going to drop off, they'll drop off because you coming through with a new attitude. You know, when somebody gets saved in church, right, they just been hoeing, they've been in the streets, they've been shooting people up, and the moment they get saved, they blessed the highly favored. That energy right there of feeling a good word and feeling like, oh, you know, the water done cleaned everything you've been through. I'm talking about that energy right there. That blessed and highly favored is a confidence out of this world. And I always can identify when somebody is new in the ministry because they got this thing. They want to convert everybody, which is crazy, which is good. Because you got to be insane like that about yourself. Even delusional. Trick yourself into you popping. All right? So, put something down and pick something up. My name is Ken Billy. This is Game on the Go. Now get your behind on and get to it. Peace.